Thank you so much for everything we did together in Expertology. I feel like we just went beyond what your program was about, and you just kept pushing me in like the nicest way possible, and it inspired me, motivated me, feel like everything's great, like to push me on to making the steps. So I did it. I'm stepping up, exploding my own business growth.
Jen, I think I have a client. Oh my gosh. And hello, I'm excited.
Hi Jen, just in case you're racking your brain how to get this woman converted, she just rang me back and said she wants to go ahead. Woo! So I'm absolutely thrilled, but I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. So thanks so much for all your help.
Hi there, welcome. I am so excited to have you on as part of this webinar, so thank you so much for joining me. We'll begin in just 2 ticks, and before we do, I just want to remind you why you're here and what you're going to learn. So like me, you want to earn money from living your purpose and living your mission, and I'm going to show you the exact ingredients that it took in order to help me make my 5-figure months that I now make from living my purpose and living my mission. So hold on 2 seconds, and I'm going to get stuck in and give you that value and show you how you can start making traction in your business. Hi there, so welcome to how to make serious money from an online coaching business that sets you on fire without the fear of failure. That's the key thing here, without the fear of failure. I'm going to be showing you during this webinar how you can make serious money without the fear of failure in your coaching business. So just to give you an update and apologize, unfortunately we had some technical difficulties with recording the planned webinar as I wanted it to. The audio cut out. So what you'll be seeing here is a little bit of a spliced and diced webinar where in about 5 slides in, you'll be kicking into the live version of this webinar. But unfortunately, I didn't click the record button. So I'm just re-recording the first 4 slides for you so it all makes sense. So anyway, this is the replay. It's going to be just as amazing as it was live. Now, just to remind you, I've mentioned this in the email, that you only have 24 hours in order to be able to get hold of the offer that I have at the end of this webinar. So I want to make sure that you get that. So you need to be watching this all the way through as soon as you possibly can, in order to get to the end to see the offer and get access to that. So you need to be getting in touch with me before midnight tomorrow on the 25th of July, UK time, in order to get hold of this offer that I'm going to offer you at the end. Anyway, without further ado, this is just a little reminder that I most probably dropped quite a few potty mouth comments during the webinar, so please do make sure that you have either earphones in or you keep kids away, because I am one for the odd comment. I'm not every other word, obviously, but yeah. So I just want to tell you that if you're in the right place, if you're ready to take your business seriously and you've made the vow to make success happen no matter what, you're a coach, mentor or trainer, anyone helping people to achieve a result online, you're in the right place. If you are ready to start making money in your business like yesterday, then you're definitely in the right place. But this is really important, that even though it's you're here to make money from your passions, it's not your true driving force. You do want to make a big impact and make a difference to the lives of others. That's what drives you, as well as wanting to make money. Okay, so if you're somebody who's just all about the money, not about making any impact, not about adding any difference to anybody's life, then it's probably not the best webinar for you to be watching. And you also understand that there is no magic pill. You're not going to be watching this webinar and then running off tomorrow and earning 5-figure months. It's just not how it happens, right? But I am going to be walking you through the steps that I took, worked for me, to help you get there. So what are you going to get? If you're a newish online coaching business that is struggling to make money, then this webinar will show you exactly why that is and the steps to take to make the success you desire happen. If you're more an experienced coaching business owner trying to up level and make an impact and create an income stream from maybe a new niche or a new ideal client, then this will absolutely help you understand the steps you need to take in order to ensure its success. Okay? So my big promise to you is I'm going to show you the exact steps I took, the exact ingredients that you can use to make 5-figure months in your online coaching business that sets you on fire without letting the fear of failure stop you. Okay? So I want to ask you, stay until the end, because if you stay until the end, I am going to be offering something to you that you're not going to want to miss. And I'm not talking about my pitch. I'm talking about something completely free. I'm only going to be offering those people who stick on here live, okay? So we shall begin. So the first thing I want to say is pay attention. This is your business success we're talking about. So let's give it the attention it deserves. Put your phone away, turn off Facebook, and grab your pen and pad and get ready to take some notes. So I am Jen Hall, Business Clarity Coach, and I'm a badass expert in helping online entrepreneurs find their money-making niche. I'm going to tell you in a little while that there's a very big difference between niche and money-making niche. We've been featured in things such as YFS, Thrive Global, won Speaker of the Year 2016. Now, as you can see, that when I get very passionate, I talk very fast. I didn't win Speaker of the Year 2016 because of my skill of speaking. I won Speaker of the Year 2016 for the inspirational content that I provide and the brilliant value that I give. And that is what I hope to give you guys today during this webinar. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs find clarity on their purpose and mission. And I personally have gone from zero money to making 5-figure months by mastering the steps I'm about to show you. So I want you to just imagine this for a moment, okay? And so for some of this, half of this may be true for you. So you're running a business that you are not only feeling on fire and totally aligned with, which might be the half that you're feeling right now. You're feeling like, I'm loving this entrepreneurial stuff. I'm loving being my own boss. I'm loving running an online business. Perhaps you might be feeling that, but you might also be feeling the struggle. But I want you to imagine running that business without the struggle, feeling on fire and totally aligned, but you're also making the kind of money you made in your regular job in just 1 month. And that's exactly what happened to me. Not so long ago, I made my entire year's salary in 1 month, which was absolutely incredible. So I just want to give a disclaimer right here, right now, that these kind of results are not typical of the average day who attends this kind of training. I'm going to say it again, I've said it before, you're not going to go through this training today and suddenly start making 5-figure months tomorrow. That's not how it happens. It's not an overnight success, but I am happy to walk you through the exact steps that I've worked for me for free. And you know, this is for serious online coaches who are ready to invest time, effort and money into their business to ensure their success. It's not a one-hit wonder, but knowing the people that are on this webinar, I'm pretty sure that you're all, you know, badass, hardworking entrepreneurs who know that that's not the case. But I just want to say it again, just so you don't think I'm kind of pulling the wool over your eyes, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to show you the steps that I've taken that have helped me, but I didn't do that. It wasn't a quick journey. This is something that I've had to work hard for. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about my journey. Okay, so I grew up with 2 limiting beliefs. You might call them as one, but basically they were within my family. Both and my parents split up when I was 2 years old, and I got these limiting beliefs from both sides. And so I want you to just give me a yup in the chat if you have also grown up with these 2 beliefs. And that is that if you want to earn a lot of money, you're going to have to be in a particular industry, or you're going to have to be bloody lucky. Okay, that's the first one. Or you can absolutely do something you love, but you're going to have to not earn money. You're going to have to take huge pay cuts, and it's going to be a struggle, but you might love what you do. If anyone else has had that, give me a yup or a yep or a yes in the chat box, and I can just see suddenly the chat box has gone absolutely bonkers. It's so true, isn't it? This is something, it's like a generational thing. In fact, I would say it probably goes beyond you know, my parents. It probably goes back a few generations now, where these beliefs are really ingrained in me. Because of this resulted in a crazy career history of me swinging between very highly paid jobs and then feeling the absolute soul-sucking disaster that it was, to then going, right, no money's worth this, and then cutting all of my pay, taking a huge pay cut to then do something I love. And I'd do that for a couple of years and it would be amazing, until I then start to feel that it wasn't enough. I wasn't being rewarded with the money that I wanted to have. And so then I would quit that and I'd go back to a corporate job. And I did this so many times, guys. It's unbelievable. Until I kind of hit, how long ago was it now? It's probably about 6 or 7 years ago now. I was in a corporate position in as a manager of a large bank, giving away no names. And I've had really good stories about this particular corporation in terms of working, but in my department it was bloody awful. It was middle management fighting fire with fire. I was passed a baton to then beat the people below, and it was just horrific, guys. It was horrible. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what, something's got to change here, or I am going to quite happily just literally go and get a box and I'm going to go and live on the streets. And now that is a genuine thought. I used to drive to work in the morning and hope that my car would wrap around a tree. And again, if anyone else has ever experienced this in any kind of job or position where you are on that rat run, that same scale every single day, where you just feel like that enough's enough. If anyone's felt that, let me know in the chat, because that's really how I felt, that enough really was enough. I'm getting a few come through now. So enough was enough, the corporate slog, and I decided that I was going to run a business. Now, what I haven't mentioned is that I'm a natural born entrepreneur. I actually started a business when I was 19, an event planner that completely flopped. I didn't know what I was doing, but I've always had this real want to be my own boss and be an entrepreneur. So I've been doing bits and bobs on the side up until that point. And I decided that, time is time to take this seriously. But in between all of this time, I've been toying with the idea of coaching. And I was actually been toying with the idea of coaching for a good 10 years. This showed up originally as wanting to be a counsellor and bits and bobs. And then I just realised I didn't just want to sit and listen to somebody. I wanted to make a real difference to somebody's life. And I just wasn't going to do that as a counsellor. And so I never really went down that route. When I came across coaching, I thought, wow, this is something I could do. And then I bought I think it's the coaching handbook, or the life coaching handbook. And I read through that, and it scared the crap out of me. It absolutely scared the crap out of me, because I started to look into this book, and it just filled me with this dread of all these different things. Like, wow, I don't even know what I'm going to help somebody with. Who's going to pay me for the fact that I don't even know what I'm going to help people with? No one's going to take me seriously. Who's going to pay me? And all of these horrible, I'm not good enough, limiting beliefs popped up into my head. And so I shut the book and I put it on my bookshelf, and it gathered dust for many more years to come. So at that point, it was something I wanted to do, but I just didn't feel confident enough, and I didn't have the clarity to really take it and run with it. I didn't feel like it was a viable option. So I took the coward's way out, and I decided, okay, I don't feel good enough to do that. I don't feel like I've got enough life experience and bits and bobs. So what am I going to do? Okay, what I'll do is I will become a holistic therapist, because I love aromatherapy. So I thought, turn my passion into a business, which I just want to tell you guys right now, sometimes hobbies need to stay a hobby. I still really enjoy aromatherapy, but I started this business up. I retrained to get my little bit of paper to prove myself to the world, to say, you are a qualified holistic therapist, and you can go out there and you can get clients. And it's all going to be great. Success is guaranteed, because when you've got this bit of paper, you're blatantly going to make a ton of money, because, who's heard of a holistic therapist without clients? So I just assumed my success was guaranteed. And so I got my bit of paper, I started up my business, and it was really exciting. And then fast forward 5 years, I had completely lost all steam. Why? Because I'd gone through the same problem. I'd gone from a corporate salary to earning hardly anything. And yes, I have all these dreams of running your own business and earning a ton of money. But what you don't realize in some of these businesses is that there's a huge glass ceiling on what you can actually earn. In order for me to start scaling my business, in doing what I was doing, I would need to take on staff. I would need to get a premises. And I didn't want any of that. And if I'm really truly honest about it, I wasn't living in line with my life's purpose. It wasn't what I truly wanted to do. I was putting what I truly wanted to do on the back burner because I didn't feel good enough to do it. So settling for second best was never going to work. So I kind of had this redefinition of what success looked like. Up until that point, my only version of success was doing what you love, living in line with your life's purpose. And when I got really honest with myself, I wasn't doing either. I wasn't living in line with my life's purpose, and I wasn't making any blinking money. I was making an all right amount of money to get by. That's not what I wanted out of life. There was only one shot in this life, only one. And it was about this time that I had this realization of what I'd really created. I created a monster. I created a business that I wasn't fully 100% committed to, with a huge glass ceiling on financial income. Because up until that point, I had been believing that you can't have both. And it was at this point that I split up with my ex, the father of my daughter. We were together for 8 years, and he was he wasn't necessarily at that point my financial support fully, but he was certainly my financial rock. He was my security, and that rug had been completely pulled from underneath me. I was left a single mother. He didn't leave me. It was a mutual agreement, but it was still bloody scary, right? I'd made this decision that, that these changes needed to be made. I needed to live life to the fullest. And unfortunately, that meant owning up to also a relationship that wasn't working. And so we split. I was a single mother, my daughter fully dependent on me. I had to, find a new home, everything changed, everything. And it was do or die moment. It was that moment that I just thought, I need to do this. And you know what? Failure isn't even an option, okay? And I'm assuming I'm going to get a few less yeses than I did a moment ago. But if any of you have had this moment where it's do or die, where failure isn't an option in terms of, because the only failure there is in life is not taking right action and giving up, okay? So if you have made this decision right now, Tracy says she's made it right now. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. I am so freaking pleased you've said that, Tracy. Gemma has made it. Sapphire has said it. Sabrina says failure is not an option. Avril, yes, I'm loving this. Gwen, she's there now. Flipping yes, Gwen. Laura, yes. So I made this decision. I just thought, this is it. This is my opportunity. I was being told by my parents that I'm going to have to go back and get a job. That made me physically want to vomit. I got out of there for a reason, and I was not going back. Hell no. And the other option was benefits. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I am living my life's purpose. I am grabbing the ball by the horns. I'm grabbing my life by the horns, and I'm going to make this friggin' happen, no matter what. I made that vow right then and there, and I've not looked back. I didn't care how much money I had to spend. I didn't care how much blood, sweat, and tears, time it was going to take me. I was going to do this for me, because I was sick and tired of always picking up the second fiddle, of always doing things, on the back burner. And it's time. It was time to do this, okay? So what did I do? I hired my first ever, I would say, not first, but the largest amount of money I ever spent in a coach. I'd spent this money to sort of learn the ropes, which I am forever grateful for, because it showed me the ropes and it gave me that first opening of clarity in terms of unlocking my potential, unlocking what I felt that I had value, okay? That I felt I had something to offer the world, that, that someone would actually pay me for. And that was incredible. I was like, wow, how have I been ignoring all of this goal that I had inside of me for so blinking long? I actually couldn't believe it. I'd been completely ignoring the fact that I've been submerging myself into personal development and business development for all of this time. I've been completely ignoring the knowledge and the experience that I've been picking up over all of this time, and it was just incredible. And I was like, wow, you you idiot, I can't believe I've been ignoring that. But anyway, I uncovered all of this gold and I was like, wow, okay, I actually do have something here. This is incredible. So I knew I had something, okay, but it didn't stop there, okay. All of the beliefs came flooding back. I'm not good enough, all of these things. I was still battling with that, but I didn't care because I knew that I had to overturn them, I had to reframe them, and it was time to start making this business happen, okay. I found a niche. I found something where I knew I could make some kind of success. Okay, so I'm just going to switch the slide. Before I carry on with my journey, I just want you to meet Yvonne. I don't know whether Yvonne's actually on this webinar tonight, but Yvonne is incredible. She paid out a ton of money on coaching programs to build her business foundations. Okay, from it she had her niche as well. But it was broad. It wasn't a guaranteed money-making niche. And I'm going to go on to talk about that in just a second. The fact that there is a very big difference between your niche and a money-making niche, okay? And just as a side note to this, is that 24 hours after finishing group program with me, after learning what I'm about to show you, she'd gained her first paying client in her new niche, okay? And that was 24 hours out of the program, which, I'm so proud of her. She stepped up and she did this, and it's just bloody incredible. Yvonne is amazing, by the way. But she had to take a huge risk. She had to take a huge risk because she'd already paid out a ton of money on stuff, right? And she thought, okay, I'm going to have to do it again. And so it took a lot of trust for her to say, right, I know that you know what I've been through. You understand that, what I've had isn't enough. And that was just it. What I'd been through was incredible. What I'd first been coached in was incredible, and it gave me the ropes, and it helped me understand how the online world works and all of this stuff, and it gave me an eye-opener for the gold that I was hiding away. But it didn't take it the step that I needed to take. And so even after having that coaching, I struggled, guys. I struggled big time to get clients. It was hard work. I think I struggled probably for about 4 months. And I know you might think, okay, come on, Jen, that's 4 months. I've been struggling for say 2 years. And I understand, guys, because I've worked with people who've been struggling for 2 years, and my heart goes out to them and you if that's the same situation. So you might think, you've only struggled for 4 months. The only reason I only struggled for 4 months was because I reinvested. I reinvested in helping myself and doing the work in what I knew was missing. Okay, I had to get extra help because there was a piece of the puzzle that just wasn't quite right. Okay, business foundations are incredibly important. Knowing who you are serving and what you are giving them are the key foundations to your business, because when you know what those are, when you understand them, when you have an incredible offer that people can't say no to, then you've got an amazing business, right? You know that there's an incredible business idea. But the problem is that before we get to this stage, we're wondering, is this going to work? Am I going to get any clients? Is this really going to happen for me? Because I've been struggling for so long, and I was hoping something was going to happen, and it's just not. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. And I want to tell you right now, you are probably not the problem. I'm not going to say you're definitely not the problem, because I'm going to go through, like I said, the things that I needed to do. Okay, so you might be able to identify. So if you're not an action taker, if you're somebody who is paralyzed by fear, then obviously, yes, it's you. You're not taking the action that's going to help you get there. But if you feel like you're doing all the right things, but you're not getting anywhere, it's not you. It is not you. There is something wrong here, okay? And I understood the difference between, at this point, when I took this extra help, that there was a difference between my niche and my money-making niche, okay? Ooh, I'm going to go a bit crazy. Bear with me a second. Let's see if I can start doing this, okay? So the real key to my success was not my niche. My real key to my success, and it's not everything, guys, but this is a huge one, is my money-making niche. Okay, once you know that you have something that other people truly want, there is no fear of failure, because instead of you worrying about it not working out, you just have to figure out how to make it work. Okay, I hope you understand that. Give me a yell in the comments if this is making sense to you, if you're understanding what I'm talking about here. I hope I've not lost you. We're still here. Where's the chat box gone? Get the chat box back. Yeah, are we all on the same page here? If anybody doesn't understand what I'm talking about, and hopefully I'm going to explain it in a second, but I just need to know that we're on the same page, that we understand that once you know that you've got something that other people truly want, there's no fear, because you're like, well, I've got something they want, I just need to get it out there, right? I need to figure out how to get it out on the way. Okay, so let's have a look here. What is a niche? Okay. Have I missed out something? Bear with me a minute. I feel like I've missed out an important slide. No, I've not. I'm going to continue. It's fine. Okay, so what is a niche? So a niche is defined. Is anybody not muted themselves? Because I can hear a lot of background noise. Bear with me a second. Don't worry if it is you. Don't feel upset. It's just that I need to make sure everyone's on mute. So if somebody's just joined in, could you just mute yourself, lovelies? Who have we got on? Perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay. So a niche is defined by a group of people who share a common problem. Okay. That is basically what a niche is in the textbooks, right? But what I want to say here is niche and ideal client are intertwined. Now, this is something that I get asked a lot, is what's the difference between them? Now, they really are one of the same, because in order to understand your niche, you've got to understand your ideal client. In order to understand your ideal client, you've got to understand your niche. You can't really understand one without the other, okay? Basically, it's about the transformation, where you get your ideal client from and to. Once you understand your A to B, you have something, but not everything. Okay, I'm going to talk to you now about what a money-making niche is. Now, a money-making niche is defined by a group of people who share a specific common desire and a specific common problem. I realize I've got an extra A in there. Okay, so do you see the difference between a niche? So a niche is something that you can find where someone has a common problem, but a money-making niche has to have a desire. People have to understand the transformation of where they're going to. They have to understand the heaven scenario of what they're going to be achieving. Just like I showed you at the very, very beginning. Okay, let me just take you right back. Okay, I said, imagine this, running a business that you not only feel on fire and take line with, but you're also making the kind of money that you made in your regular job in 1 month. That is a solid outcome right there. And that is something that you're all on here to achieve. Okay, I've drawn you in on that basis and that promise, and I want you to imagine yourself doing that, and that sets you on fire. That's why you're here, right? So give me another I understand if you are understand. If you don't understand, then just let me know, but just let me know in the comments. Give me a yeah if you're there, if you're with me. Perfect. I'm loving this. Right, perfect. Okay, so that's the difference between a niche and a money-making niche, is the desire and understanding their specific problem. Okay, because if we all just desired something and got it, then there would be no need for coaching, right? But doing anything great in life, you know, it's always going to take a bit of work. It's always going to take something. So it's really important to understand that there will be something in their way, and it's understanding what that problem is that's in between them and what they're trying to achieve. This is critical. I cannot hammer it home. It might sound as simple as anything, but it is critical to you making a success. So I just want to talk very briefly about why it's so important to niche. Okay, I have like an endless list, but I'm not going to bore you with this evening. But I do want to talk to you about for 3 biggest reasons why it's so important to niche. Okay, the first one being is you position yourself as an expert. Nobody is going to choose a jack of all trades over an expert that can help them with their specific problem. No one's going to go, oh, you deal with everything, I'll go with you, when they've got someone standing next to them going, yeah, but I help with your specific thing, your specific problem, and the specific scenario that you're trying to achieve. There is no way that jack of all trades is going to win over the expert, over that person who has made a specific niche. That's the biggest reason in my eyes for ensuring that you niche. And as I explained, a money-making niche ensures you have something that people truly want and value, meaning that you have a watertight business product right there, okay? When you get specific, you become super passionate about what you do, and you can really master your trade because you've got specific about it. You know what, and understand what expertise you need. You feel both aligned and confident in your superpowers. That's kind of how it feels when you really get specific and you understand your transformation. It makes you feel like you have superpowers because you're like, wow, this is my zone of genius. This is what I help people with. And that feeling of the amazing contribution and value that you give to people, that absolutely does feel like a superpower. If anybody is a bit further along in their coaching business or has ever felt that, let me know in the comments. Tell me right now if that isn't the reason you're doing what you're doing. If that's because, if it was all about the money, guys, we would have given up a long time ago, right? I wouldn't have been struggling for months. I wouldn't have chosen to go down this route if I didn't have that burning desire to ensure that that's the case. Stacey says, not the money. No, the money is what what we know we deserve. The money is what will allow us to keep a sustainable business going, which will, giving ourselves the permission to really live a life that we want to live, to have that financial abundance. Because, and this is a really, really controversial thing to say, but money is power. And not in the sense of, I'm almighty, I'm all powerful, but in the way, in terms of it giving us possibilities, in giving us choices and things that we can do, okay? And so money is terribly, terribly important, but it isn't what drives us, right? It's that feeling that we can make a huge impact on the world. That's what drives us. And the third reason is you can explain what you do very easily and simply. Now, this one makes me laugh because it's so true. How many people do you hear out there trying to explain what they do? And you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. And you've got no bloody clue who they're helping and what they're doing, right? But when you understand what you're doing, you can communicate it very easily, meaning you can weed out your IC and the people who are not. And everybody knows what you do. So regardless of whether you're an ideal client or not, they know who you serve, so they can refer people to you who fit the bill, right? So being able to communicate what you do really clearly is super, super important. Sarah, I'm loving helping the amazing women I work with. I love the niche I work in and feel so interested and excited by it. Sarah is amazing, by the way. Sarah is a graduate of expertology, which I'll talk to you about later on. She helps people through their infertility journey through IVF in order to increase their chances of getting pregnant through IVF and just have a better time with it. It's just, I don't know personally, but I know of friends and family have had this, and it's just it's a really stressful journey and very emotional, and she helps these women through that. She's just incredible, Sarah. So hat off to you for doing that. Tracy says putting the money is a bonus, but I couldn't work only for money. Absolutely, Tracy, totally on that. So yeah, those are my three reasons as to why it's so important to niche. It's super, super important to niche. Okay. So I want to bust 3 myths for you right now, okay? And the 3 myths that I cannot stand, which are going on right now, and the number one is it takes a ton of followers to make money. Okay, I want some confessions here. Okay, so the number 2 is being constantly, consistently and persistently visible is the key for my success. And the third one, I just need to keep going and it will eventually happen. It will just take time. Be brave and give me a confession. If you don't want to tell me which one, that's fine, but just put the word confession. If any of those 3 are speaking out to you right now and you're going, oh my God, yes, that's exactly what I've been saying to myself this whole time, or that you've been told perhaps by somebody else. Who have we got here? Tracy's confessed. We've got so many confessions going on. Davina's confessed. Avra's confessed. Nikki's confessed. Oh my God, so many confessions going on here. It's amazing. Okay, fine. I love you guys. Well done. I'm so proud of you. I didn't think I was going to get any confessions this evening, so you've done really well. So yeah, the 3 myths, and I'm going to bust them right here for you. Let me see. Ooh, all sorts going on my screen. Go away. Leave my screen. Let me slideshow. Is anybody not muted again? If you can mute, because I've got some weird alien sounds going on. If you can mute yourself, you'd be an angel. Right. Here we go. Let's see if we can see. Can anybody just tell me in the chat whether is the chat box on your screen right in the middle of the words? because that's not helpful if you can't see. Can you let me know? No, it's on the side. You can move the chat box. I know I can move it, but okay, fine. So it's on the side, so you guys can see the full extent of my slide. That's the weirdest thing I've ever said. You can see the full extent of my thing. It was, but I moved it. Okay, perfect. So you guys can move your own chat box around. Perfect. Okay, so myth number 1. I'm about to bust this for you guys. It takes a ton of followers to make money. Okay, rubbish. Okay, rubbish. When you understand who it is exactly that you are serving and what it is that they want, you could have just one person that joins your Facebook group, that joins your mailing list, that attends your workshop, that attends the speaking gig, that is exactly the right ideal client who desires exactly what it is that you want, that they want, sorry, and has the same problem that you are specialized in overcoming, then they might have 10 grand in their pocket, hot, ready to pay you, okay, right in the middle of their hands. It doesn't matter about the numbers. The numbers are vanity metrics, okay? The amount of people, like I know of a coach who has less followers than me, and she makes triple what if not more, triple what I earn, okay? And she's incredible. And so it really, really doesn't matter about the numbers, okay? Particularly if you're selling high ticket, which is what I'm all about, the high ticket stuff. And I know that can sound scary for newbies because you might not feel your worth right now, but trust me, you've got high ticket programs and products and stuff within you. I promise you that right now. But it isn't about the numbers. If you're selling really like low ticket stuff, then yes, you're probably going to need a lot more people in order to sell it to. But that's really not the reality of the situation. You can sell higher ticket programs and products, and by products I'm talking about the packaging of your services that you can then sell on to say the next person who has paid you more than you could do by doing a huge launch to thousands and thousands of people. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense? Okay, so that's my first myth buster. Right, this is absolutely true. I've just deleted my list and I'm signing up clients each week for my $1,000 package, one on Saturday from a free event I attended just because I'm talking clearly, passionately, and directly to my client, Diana. Yes. This is just amazing, guys. Tracy says, what do you mean by packaging? Okay, so I'm gonna, this is a separate myth. I wasn't planning on busting, but it's a really important one. So I'm so pleased you brought this up, okay? So by packaging, one of the worst things you could do as a service-based entrepreneur is charge by the time, charge by the hour, or even by, say, 6 blocks of time, okay? Do not charge that. It may take 6 weeks and six sessions, but that's not what you're selling here. You are selling an outcome. You are not selling a coaching package. You're not selling the coaching itself. You're not selling your process. You are selling the package. You are selling the outcome. Okay, so whenever I package any of my programs, it will have something to do with the outcome in the title, right? And that's the outcome people want, and that is what they pay for. And your time is all rolled into that. But that's not, you take all of that into account, but it's not that they're really paying for. They're paying for the outcome. So how much is that worth? Okay, how much is that worth? So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. The truth is, so is that a no to say a 3-month program? You can have a 3-month program, absolutely, but they're not paying for 3 months. They're paying for the outcome. If it takes them 3 months to achieve that outcome, then there will be a 3-month program. If you're just saying I want to run a 3-month program for the sake of running it, well, how would you know that it takes 3 months to achieve the goal? Okay, if you don't understand the outcome. So you start with the outcome first of all. You look at what it is you want to achieve, and you think, okay, so how long is that going to take my client to achieve? Okay, and when it's the first of a program, you might need to tweak this slightly because you've not done a test run a beta program before. But you chuck it out there and you see how long it takes, and then that's the length of time that you feel it takes. But you'll have an idea, you'll understand. And something that's really important to mention here is that if you're like, I don't have any clue on who my ideal client is, and what it is that they want to achieve and whatever else, there are two things that I really need to say here. And the first is, you were most likely your ideal client at some point in your journey. Okay, so that's really important to remember. And the second thing is, what is the outcome that you want to give people? What sets you on fire? What makes you feel bloody excited? Because that's the critical one. Because if it doesn't set you on fire, if it doesn't light you up, then don't bother. If it feels like a chore, if it feels like, oh, well, that's a bit dull, like you haven't gone big enough, then go bigger. It has to be really exciting for you. If it doesn't set you on fire, then you're not going big enough, or you're not looking in the right area. And I'll come to a bit more about how you can find the area in just a moment. Right. So myth number 2. Being constantly, consistently, persistently visible is the key to my success. Okay, so I've lulled you into a bit of a false sense of security here, okay? The latter part of this is true. The first part, the being constantly, consistently, and persistently visible is the key to my success, is not true. It's utter bullshit, okay? You could be the most visible coach of all time, but unless you're showing up in the right way and with something tangible, people actually want totally wasted effort. Every time you blow up on social media with a meme or an amazing inspirational quote that can be construed in many different ways because you've supplied no context, no goal it's in relation to, you could be liked, people could love you, they can love your energy, they can love how amazing you seem and your confidence, and they might think, wow, that person's brilliant, but they're not going to pay you any money unless you actually have something to offer them. Okay, and so being constantly visible is a one-way ticket to burnout, first of all. And so you can't do that. You're showing up diluted. You're diluting your message by showing up constantly because you're not being powerful with your time. You're not taking strong amounts of pockets of time to really sit down and think about your content marketing. Because that is how we are essentially marketing ourselves as coaches, as trainers or mentors, is through content marketing, through showing our value to other people. And so if you're trying to do that 24/7, you're going to get burnt out. Don't even try to do that, guys. That is I'm like a total anti-hustle. I work part-time, I've got a daughter, I've got a family, and as much as I absolutely live and breathe my mission, I do it because it's time freedom for me, because I get to choose the hours I work when I want to work, and when I don't want to work, I don't work. And that genuinely is the case. If I don't want to work, I don't work. But there was a time when I first started out, and tell me if this is you. Is it you, the same as me, when I first started out, and I literally plastered Facebook. I was probably the most annoying person that ever lived on Facebook. And I was like everywhere all of the time, putting my shit out there, like, look at me, I'm going to help you do, And at the time, I was helping people, and this is the thing, right? So this is a good example of a niche that is not going to work, okay? I was helping people out of a 9 to 5 start a business. Now, first of all, I was too busy convincing people about how shit it was to work for a corporate that I lost focus on my desire. So that was problem one. And secondly, starting up a business, people always dream of starting up a business, but it's not tangible enough. People can't get their teeth into that. They don't understand what that actually looks like. What does it mean? What does that business look like? What does that business get for them? And how and what and all of these different things that come up, okay? The more tangible you make it, particularly on the online world, because there are so many coaches out there, the more tangible you can make it, the more you can kind of carve out your own blue ocean. I'm gonna help you understand all that in a minute. I'm running ahead of myself. My point is, don't try and be visible all the time. It's never going to work for you. You have to be really strategic about the time you spend on being visible. Yes, you do have to be visible. But I want to say something here on being consistent. Consistency doesn't mean about literally putting your finger on the post button 24/7. Consistency means I'm going to show up at these times, this often, and then you do it. That is what consistency is. It's not about being there all of the time. It's about saying when you're going to be there and then you're there, because that builds trust with your audience, right? If you say you're going to be there and then you don't, like, it's, you know, for instance, this evening, I could have gone, oh, bollocks to this, you know, I'll have to do it another time. Like, I've made a promise to you guys, and I'm going to have to re-record this webinar again, because I was planning on recording this and then turning it into something amazing, but that didn't work out for me. But do you know, at the end of the day, I'm here for you, because I promised you I'd be here, and so I'm here and I'm showing you my stuff, and you know, and that is my promise. And so you build trust this way, because you don't give up, or, you know, yourself when it's not working out. I'm here because I said I'm going to be here. Yes, there are times when I'm ill, or my daughter's not well, or the other things take priority, but on the whole, I make sure I'm there when I say I'm going to be there. Oh, Gemma says, and we love you for it. Oh, I love you too, Gemma. Avril says, that's me surfing so many groups. Absolutely. Davina says, in the past when I was in direct sales, blur. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So that's myth number 2. Myth number 3, I just need to keep going and it will eventually happen. It just takes time. Here's the sticking one here, guys, is that if what you are doing now isn't working, it's highly likely it will never work. There is something that you are not doing, or something that you are doing wrong, or something that you haven't quite figured out properly that is not making things happen. There is no need for you to struggle for any length of time. You should see some kind of traction in order to start snowballing what you're doing. Okay? If you're not seeing anything, or it's a continual struggle all of the time, something is wrong in your business. Truth bomb right here. There is no point continuing throwing the same shit at the wall, hoping that it's going to work out. It will not. You need to do something differently if you want a different outcome. Okay, that's super, super important. Myth number 3 busted. Right, let me just check up here in this chat box. Let me just make sure we're all right here. I just want to read out Diana's comment here. Speaking as someone who struggled greatly to choose a niche from what I saw many options, the relief of finally directing all my energy into one area has been such a relief. God, is it, Diana? When you are this multi-passionate person and you try and focus it everywhere, it just never works out. You become exhausted and you just can't keep up with it. It's not a viable business. So channeling it into one thing makes it so easy. Oh, bless you. I didn't even realise it was in it. Expertology allowed me to follow my heart and then work out if the money was there. For a short haul, I thought I had to follow the money and then felt so out of integrity I wanted to quit. Exactly. This is the thing. When you choose your niche, like, you can make it in any money-making niche, okay? And I'm going to explain to you further what that means. You can make money in any money-making niche, but you have to be aligned with it. If you're not aligned with it, it's never going to work out for you. So how do you ensure that it's something that they will want? This is whoever's still on. If you've had any leavers right now, they've missed out on this juicy stuff here. How do you ensure it's something they will want? Okay. The thing that you have to understand is it has to be a priority for them. If it's a priority for them, they're going to want to spend their money from it. You know what I mean? So how do you know if you've got something of value? Because people only truly value something if they're willing to pay for it. You know, so how many people sort of in your life growing up have said things like, I can't afford it, or you can't afford that right now. But then something else turns up and you just think, how the hell can you afford to buy that then? If you couldn't afford this, then why are you suddenly spending all your money? Where has this money come from that suddenly just appeared out of nowhere that you're able to go and do this? How many people do you know who are like on the breadline who smoke? How many people do you know sort of, you know, suddenly saying that they're struggling for half the year and suddenly they get this amazing holiday? Do you know what I mean? People will find the money generally, and I don't want to make too much of a blanket statement here because I don't want to assume I understand everybody's financial situation, but coming from somebody who has struggled, I know that I've come up with the money when I really, really want something, okay? When I really, truly value it, and there is some way of me getting hold of that money, then I'm going to get hold of it if I really want it. You've got to make sure that it's a priority when it's something that they want. So you know they value it if they're willing to spend money on it. So what does your ideal client want to prioritize right now? Now, this is something I read, Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets. This is something I've been teaching for a long time, way before this book. But something that really stuck out for me is that a really good place to start, which he gets people to start from, is looking at these 3 key areas: wealth, health, and relationships. So where is it that your kind of outcome sits? What is it your ideal client prioritizes right now? Remember, if you're struggling to think who your ideal client is, think about yourself. What lights you up to help somebody achieve? Okay, that's one way of coming at it. So have a look and think, whereabouts does this sit? Now, within each of these things, there are sub-markets, okay? And I guess this is a point here to say that, you know, for instance, helping someone achieve wealth is not a niche, okay? That's a market. And then within wealth, you might be helping somebody to start up a business. That is a sub-market. Now, within that sub-market will sit your niche. Okay, is everybody with me on this, or do I need to repeat that? Let me know if anybody needs me just to repeat what I've just said just then. Like I said, these areas are the core of my business right now. Absolutely. Vera says, great, perfect. Okay, do tell me if it's not. So Rachel says, can you repeat? Absolutely. Okay, so these 3 things, wealth, health, and relationships, they are markets. Okay. Then within each of these, within them, so within, let's use health as an example, you will have sub-markets. So within that, you'll have weight loss. It's just an example. Like I put these 2 little bullet points here, they go on forever. I've just given some examples. But within the weight loss sub-market will sit your niche, your little blue ocean, where there's 1,000,001 other weight loss coaches out there. There will be your niche, because you need to find something that you do that is perhaps unique, okay? Something that's specific and tangible, and that only you do it in the way that you do it, okay? So sometimes you may be in a position where you're lucky enough to kind of have a new opportunity, so something that maybe has appeared out of nowhere. Or for me, let me just use me as an example, right? So I probably sit in the, and you might straddle a few of these different things, but my main thing is within wealth. Within wealth, you know, I've got business. Within business, I'm helping people to start up service-based online businesses. Okay, so mainly coaches, trainers, and mentors. Those are the people who I'm specifically helping create online coaching business where they can sell online coaching packages, right? And that's both, you know, that's live, right? So, you know, I can help somebody put together a self-study, but that's not my key area. My key area is building business foundations. And I do this through helping people understand a very well-known thing, niche, but is little understood. Because people think they have a niche, as you could just probably finding out now. They're like, well, I've got a niche, I'm a business coach. Well, yes, that's within a market, but within your sub-market, but where's your niche? Where is it that you differentiate yourself? Where is it that you can stand side by side your so-say competitors and complement everybody else to say, this is my specific thing that I help with. This is where my true zone of genius and my true superpower is, okay? Rachel says, oh yeah, perfect. Okay, brilliant. Tracy says, I'm thinking I have a niche, but not a money-making niche. Yeah, this is a really common problem, Tracy, is that so many people, they stop the sub-market and they're like, yeah, I understand, great. A bit like me at the very beginning, I uncovered my goals and knew I was going to be a business coach, but I didn't dig far enough. We need to dig deeper in order to get to where we need to go. So I hope that helps you a little bit. So drill it down to create your own corner of the world and become the expert. This is how you become the expert, because there are how many business coaches out there, there are how many health coaches, mindset coaches out there, but who is it that you specifically help with what specific problem to get to what specific results? Okay, and I feel like I know I'm repeating myself a lot here, but I just really want to drill it into you, because this is the crux of your business. This is what will create you. This is what you make. Get my words out. This is what will create the perfect business foundations. You to never fear failure again, because if you get this down, you know that you have an incredible offer to give somebody, and that they want, and that you know there is a market out there for it. And all you need to do is get it out there. Okay, find, obviously there's a bit more strategy to it, and there is certain ways that you can use the online world to its best ability. But essentially, you know that there's no need to worry about waking up tomorrow and thinking, oh, can I ever do this? Of course you can, because you've got a solid business idea. you know you can do it. But whatever you pick, you've got to narrow it down so that you're helping just one person with one specific desire and one common problem. If you are somebody who has been in your coaching business for a while now, and you've already mastered one particular ideal client and you're looking to head on for a new one, great, that's fine, add it to your business. If you're making consistent money out of one particular ideal client and you want to move on to something else, then great, do it. By mastered, you really do have to be making, consistent money from them. If you're not, then you've not mastered it. If it's stop, start, struggle all the time, and you just kind of get these people that get you, like, oh, you hear some people say, well, I'm getting clients, and they're from people, they just get me, they understand what I do. Now, if you're finding that those get you people are few and far between, it's because they are, because you're not being specific enough, and you're not able to communicate what you do to everybody. Now, it's not about selling what you need, what you've got here, to everybody that needs it, okay? It's about selling it to people who believe what you believe, okay? And I'm quoting Simon Sinek here, okay? He's amazing. You need to look him up if you haven't already. But people don't buy, I've put it here, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So it's so important for you to be excited about what you do and what lights you up, because you've always got to begin with the why. Why is it that you want to start within one of those 3 particular markets? Why is it you want to help someone with a specific thing? Why is it so important to you? Why is it so important to the world? When you understand your why first, then it makes it ever so much easier to work out, getting other people to jump on board, because people buy into what you believe, okay? The third thing is your ideal client has to be able to pay you. This is really critical. Now, I'm going to say this with a huge caveat on here. It's none of your business how much people have, and you cannot assume what they have. But, there's a big but, if you're deliberately targeting the broken, hard done by, you are going to struggle. And the main reason people target the broken, hard done by is because you're already about 10,000 steps ahead of them. And so it makes it feel like a really easy, I want from a better phrase, I'm sorry guys, it feels like an easy target. Now this happens, I'm going to be talking to you as if you're in the future now. This carries on all the way through your career, okay? When you start trying to up level and take on a new ideal client that's further along the line than your previous one, it's very easy, and I know it myself, to revert back to ideal client number 1, because they're easy to deal with, because you've mastered them, you understand the situation really well, and you feel like almost this superiority, for want of a better word. And I'm talking about it so in an ugly way, for it to really hit home, for you to understand that I'm talking blatantly here, that it feels easy. And so you feel more confident, you feel more comfortable with what you're doing. But when you're first starting out, your ideal client is generally about half a step behind where you are. But what I need to tell you is that when you really focus in on what it is that you do and get specific on the outcome, you can absolutely charge ahead very, very quickly, because you know what it is you're doing, and you can hone in on your skills, you can master your trade, and you can really understand your expertise. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if this is something that you're not understanding or you are understanding. So I need to know that you're with me still. Let me get the chat box back up. Okay. Barrett says, my niche covers all 3. Is that good or bad? Now that's interesting, Barrett. Your niche might straddle a few, but if you're not, it's more about the outcome. So the place where I told you to start is the kind of the 3 markets. That's a starting place. It literally is a starting place. You have to go another 3 levels deep before you've got your niche. So I hope that makes more sense. Perfect. Right. Let's have a look what we've got here. So why do they want that result so badly? So I'm not going to stop. This is not going to be in real time, guys. These are questions that you need to write down and come back to at a later date. But why do they want that result so badly? So once you understand their outcome, you need to look at why do they want it badly. If they don't want it badly, they're not going to pay for it. So if you're thinking, well, my client doesn't want it that badly, then you know you haven't dug into what it is that people truly want. You haven't dug into a priority that somebody truly wants. Recognize that you're very likely your ideal client at some point, so you can draw upon your own experiences here. So make sure you write this down so that you can have a little look at a later date. What is stopping them from achieving that priority? So once you've got your priority, you understand why they want it so badly. Now you're going to look at what's stopping them. What is stopping them from achieving that priority? There you go. There's your pain point right there. What is the impact from not achieving their priority? What is that having on their life? What is that impact? So you've got your immediate impact that it will have on their life. So for instance, again, let's just use, it's easy to use my ideal client as an example. So sorry I keep going back to it, guys, but it's the easiest one I can use because I know it so well. But for instance, my ideal client is someone who's in coaching business who has been struggling to gain traction in their business and make money from it, okay? And so that immediate problem, the impact is having, is that they're not bringing any money and they're getting really frustrated and they're doubting whether they've got an actual business idea. They've got the 9 to 5 snapping at their ankles, threatening to kind of take them back into its lure. You've probably got your other half moaning at you saying, when is this going to take off? You've been doing this for however long and you're still not making anything. Come on, time's time, or you're going to have to go back to your job. So you've got relationship problems. You've got financial problems, you've got mental health issues, because I know I did. I was frustrated, stressed, pissed off, crying when things weren't working out. I got desperate. I got so scared that my business wasn't going to work out. I wasn't giving up. I didn't care how many people told me I need to go back and get a job. I wasn't doing it, but I still had those pressures. So the pressure that you're feeling at that point in time, you're starting to get desperate and you're starting to kind of get the sweat, like, oh my God, this is really happening to me. It affects your whole life. So when you understand that impact, that not achieving that priority for them, is you understand the value that you are giving your clients, and they understand the value that you're giving them when you replay that impact back to them, okay? Now, you have your ideal client's common desire and you've got their common pain point that you do, but now you need to just check in with yourself once more and ask yourself, would I have honestly paid for this if or when I was in their position? Now, what I want you to try and do at this point is separate out you from the outcome, okay? Because this is really important now. If you're doubting yourself to get them the outcome, then the outcome isn't the problem. Your confidence in your ability to get them the outcome is the problem. If your outcome is something that you know you would have paid for, regardless of who was giving it to you, then you know you've got something good. Does that make sense? That's a really important separation here. Okay, I'm just going to say it once more. Remove yourself from them achieving the outcome. Okay, because otherwise you are doubting your own ability to get it. If you know that you would have paid for that outcome, then you know you've got your money-making business idea. Okay, perfectly. I'm glad we're all on the same page. But this isn't everything, okay? So I've drilled home this whole important thing, and I've given you a big masterclass on what a true money-making niche looks like, and how you can ensure that you've got something that people will pay for, and so there is no fear of failure. So I've shown you that, but it's not everything. This isn't everything that got me to creating those 5-figure months, okay? So I also needed to get confident in talking about how I can help people achieve their goal to become the expert. Because if you can't communicate it properly, and you can't get across your transformation simply and clearly and in a way that's compelling, people are like, wow, okay, I really love what you've got. Then there's no point. You could have this idea, but if you're not going to bring it to the market, then you're never going to make any money. I had to ensure that I was selling what they wanted, not just what they needed. Okay, so this is a really important point here, guys. I've said it before, but I want to drill it home again. Your process is not your niche. So you see so many people out there running around as confidence coaches, and so that might be fine. And I don't want to say that every confidence coach you see is not running a money-making business, because that's just not true. They might call themselves a confidence coach, but they might, behind closed doors, have a very when I say behind closed doors, when you literally look at what they're doing, you might find that they're more specific about what they help you get confidence in. Okay, but getting confidence is a process. The law of attraction is a process to manifest what, to get confidence in what. Success coach in what. Okay, and so the process is not the niche, and also about not just what they needed. Okay, people bang on about what the kind of the middle bit. So you've got where they start, you've got that gets them from A, so from their kind of health situation, to B, their heaven. Now this bit in between the A and B, the little route across, this is the part that people talk about the most, but it's not actually what anyone's going to be listening to unless you talk about B, unless you talk about the heaven, because nobody wants to know about the how unless they know where they're going. So it's really important to understand that you're selling what they want, not just what they need. So whenever you're creating a program or product, that you sell them what they want, and then you give them what they need to get what they want. That's your enrichment. That's the part where they go, wow, I came into this program to get this, but I actually came away with this, and this, plus what I wanted. This is incredible. That's what keeps them coming back for more. But you're not going to draw them in unless you sell them what they want. Okay, the next thing I had to do was to get good at content creation and powerful visibility, not constant visibility, but powerful visibility to show up and attract my ideal client. That was important. Had to own my greatness. So this is the part where you need to marry yourself up with your outcome. So you've got your outcome, and you need to get really confident in yourself to go, I can achieve this for people. Okay, and just right here, right now, I'm going to say to you, anybody who's taking on 100% responsibility for their ideal clients, you need to stop that right now, because nobody can take on 100% responsibility for their ideal clients. It's impossible, because they have a job to do themselves. You can only show them the door, they have to open it, right? So if I've had clients in the past where I've given them everything of me, every piece of energy that I possibly had, every tip, trick, piece of knowledge, process I had in my pockets, and they weren't using them. And if they're not doing the work, if they're not willing to be honest with themselves, then I cannot take 100% responsibility for what they're doing. So you've got to own your greatness, understand that you've got everything within you. You've done it, you've been there, you've got the t-shirt. You can show somebody else how to get there too. So it's about beating that imposter syndrome, understanding that you're not helping them perhaps get to the top of Everest, but you're certainly going to help them get to base camp. Do you see where I'm going with this? The kind of ideal client I want is someone who wants to be the next, perhaps Tony Robbins, right? The next Oprah, somebody who's a real thought leader, but someone with some real expertise behind them. That's what they want to become. And with that title comes a lot of money, becomes 7 figures and above, right? That's the kind of person I want to work with. People who want to become that. Why? Because I want to become that. That excites me. I am not there yet. I'm earning 5-figure months. I'm nowhere near a 7-figure coach yet. And I'm not going to pretend to be. But I've made some huge strides in progress. Huge strides. And I have got a lot further, a lot quicker than a lot of other people. And I understand how I've done that. And I'm here to show you guys how you can achieve that too. Okay, so I'm not getting you to that 7-figure island just yet. I'm going to get you to base camp. And then from there, I'm still going to be ahead of you, because I'm still going to be, well, I hope I am anyway. You'll be chasing me from behind. But I'm still going to be ahead of you. But then, I'm hoping that you'll always be catching me up. But I'm always going to be able to help you. And that's what happens when you up level. But I'm not going to go too much into that. But I just want you to understand that's what I'm about owning your greatness, is understanding the goal that you have and really getting confident in the outcome that you achieve for people. Okay. How to strategically grow, nurture, and make offers to my audience. This is critical. Okay. This is the part where the strategy is really, really important. You cannot just have clarity. You cannot just have strategy, and you cannot just have mindset. You have to have all three. You have to understand that, and you're not going to invest in one coach and be done. All right. That's just the reality, is that, and if you're a coach and you're expecting that, then you need to just quit right now, because if you truly believe in the power of coaching, you know that it's something that you can continually benefit from. It's never one and done. So You know, it may be that you have to, I've had, I think, probably about 4 or 5 coaches, and there's one at the moment which I just can't let go of. She's brilliant. I keep reinvesting, not because what she's doing isn't working, but what she's doing is so incredible and helping me grow that I want to grow more. So do you see where I'm getting at? But you have to understand that you need all 3 things, right? So I had to learn how to strategically grow my audience, how to nurture them effectively in terms of offering them incredible value to show my expertise so that they converted before they even get on the blinking phone. So when I actually get on the phone, they're just like, yeah, well, how do I sign? And then being able to make offers to my audience. Now that last part, I just want to put a huge spotlight on that. If you are growing your audience, if you are being visible, if you are showing your incredible expertise, but you never make a flipping offer, and you don't say, by the way, I've got something incredible that you can buy and get more from me, and you're not making that offer, then that is where you are falling down, my friends. Because, you know, if you're not making the offers, if you're not giving people an invitation to get a foot in the door, then how do you expect to make any money? So that's really important here. Right. But the most important bit, I couldn't do any of that if I hadn't built the solid foundations of my business first, my niche. In order to understand all of that other stuff that I've just listed out, you've got to understand the foundations of your business first and foremost before you can build on that, okay? So for a lot of you, this won't be new information. If it is new information, I'd love to hear if it is, but for a lot of you, it won't be. For a lot of you, you've been here before, and you've been on these webinars and you're like, yeah, get it, and you're nodding furiously. And for a lot of you, this is something you've covered and you've still not made any money. So I want to just tell you why very quickly. It may be one or all of these things. The niche you have chosen is not a money-making niche. Okay, that could be one reason. Or that you've not drilled down on the solid outcome far enough. So that's kind of one of the same, but you need to make your outcome really solid, and you need to be speaking to the wants of your ideal client. You might not be owning your greatness. Now, you're probably not owning your greatness. It's probably clouding your clarity on what it is that you actually want to get as an outcome. You are not making compelling offers with packages that speak to your clients' wants and pain points. Okay, if you're not able to go out there and compellingly, and I don't really want to use the word convince because I hate that word, but it's the only one that fits quite well in the sentence. But when you're not able to convince your clients that you are the one to help them, then no one's ever gonna buy from you. Or you're not making compelling offers to where your ideal client actually hangs out. So you could be making these amazing offers in the wrong place to the wrong people. You don't know that if you don't know who they are in the first place. And that tends to be the reason why you're hanging out in the wrong area, because you don't know who they are, so you don't know where to be, if that makes sense. So what if I said that I had something for you that will help you with everything I just talked about on this webinar, okay? It will help you with, you know, there will be some things in there that will get you rock solid, and there will be some things in there that that are going to touch and get you started, get you grooving, get you moving and shaking. Do I have my permission to share that with you guys? I'm not going to do it unless I get yeses. If people want to hear about it, then I'm all up for that, but I'm not going to do it unless you want me to. Catherine wants to share. Fabulous. Dion, Sarah, Emma, Sapphire, Paris. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to share it with you guys then. But just remember, stick with those of you who are like, I don't know, do I want to stay on? Remember, stay until the end, because I've got something really juicy for you. I've got something that I'm going to give you for free. Okay, so stick with me. Yes, Davina says, although I think I'm in it. Woohoo! Davina, my lovely, you are totally in this. You are in it already, my darling. You are one of those amazing action takers that have taken this up. But this is just going to get you really friggin' excited to do that, okay? So I want to share expertology. Be so bloody good, no one can ignore you, right? So if you're feeling really bloody bland, boring, beige, like you're invisible on the online world and you're not making any traction, then this is for you, okay? So this is going to help you get clarity once and for all on your money-making niche and solid outcome, so your fear of failure isn't even an option, right? And I know I've covered this on here, but I know a lot of you will be like, I just need some help with this. So this is why I'm going to go through this. This will help you feel like the expert and own your greatness, okay? I can't do it for you, but this is certainly going to help you with this, all right? Although I can't do anything for you, you've got to do it yourself, but this program will help you do this. Learn how to leverage yourself as the expert and authority, because this is really important, guys. If you're not appearing as authority, then you're not going to make any sales, okay? So authority is really important. You know, leverage yourself as the authority and expert to attract and convert your perfect clients before they get on the phone. This is critical, guys. Before they get on the phone. When I have those calls, I absolutely bloody love it, because I get on the phone and they're there and they're almost hurrying me through the phone call so that they can get to the end and say, can you just take me? And when you get those calls, guys, they are bloody amazing, and that is what you're aiming for here, okay? When you become the expert and you're able to deliver the value and sell properly, you're able to do this. Plus, those of you who might be a bit scared, but this is really important. On Facebook, if you're looking to market yourself on Facebook, this is critical. To nail Facebook Lives like a pro and build rapport and connection and deliver your value to convert. Again, this is one of the best ways you can do to convert people before they get on the phone, is actually mastering this. Diana's got to go. No worries, my darling. Take care, my sweet. Diana is actually has actually been on Expertology, bless her. So she is a graduate of this. Create content without effort that knocks your ideal client off their feet, right? So this is the part where you're going to be able to really understand how to create content time and time again without effort, knowing that what you're putting out there is really going to be powerful, and your clients' socks are going to be knocked right off, okay? Clearly define and describe and feel 100% confident in the incredible transformation you get for every single one of your clients, okay? Right now, for a lot of you, that is a huge result, because I know a lot of you are feeling so fluffy that when they try and describe what you do, you're like trying to convince people of your value, and you just don't ever feel like you're getting across, okay? So that is really huge there, guys. So that's that one. And no more everywhere and nowhere as a diluted version of you. You're going to learn my simple Facebook posting strategy, simple being the word here, that will give you a powerful visibility. Who in here has been given ridiculous content calendars for the next 3 months where everything has to be blocked out? They scare the life out of me, guys. Now, that might work for some people. It does not work for me. I can't live like that. It feels too regimented. It's scary as hell. So I like to have a simple Facebook posting strategy which allows me to attract my ideal client. It doesn't need to be on there continually all the time, but I'm able to show up as the best version of myself, okay? So that is what I'm going to throw in. Right, this program is for action takers, impact makers, people who want to become the expert, even if you don't feel like it just yet, up levelers who want to become high-end coaches, not cheap and dirty one-hit wonders, people who have made themselves known as a coach but have been struggling as fluffy, bland, invisible, and struggling for clients, okay? So this is who this is for. This is not for anybody who expects a magic pill, okay? It's not going to fall into your lap, guys. You're going to have to do some work. People who just want to make money and have no intention of adding any value to the world don't want you. Sorry, if you're here to just make money, then this really isn't a program for you. Anyone who has just randomly decided they wanted to become a coach yesterday and thought it would be great because they like the idea of a laptop lifestyle. No, again, I want people who truly, truly care about the coaching industry and they truly care about the client results. So that's who that program is for. Oops, I don't know whether I can go back. Oh yeah, that was it. I was going to ask you, if you're not sure if it's right for you, all you need to do is say in the comments and ask away. So if you're like, I think this might be okay for me, but I just want to check, because there are a few people that jumped in this round who said, no, I just didn't think I was ready for this. And they were like more than ready for this. So don't assume that you're not ready or assume that you're not right for this. You need to just tell me in the comments and we can have a discussion and work out whether it is right for you or not, okay? So the investment, there are payment plans. They're available on both of these, guys. Stick with me to the end because, like I said, I've got this juicy offer. But so stick with me through this. I want to show you how much you're going to you need to invest to get into this program. Okay, there's a basic 6-week group program, includes weekly live, fully interactive Q&As where you get to speak to me directly. The full price is $997. Okay, and for some reason, it's not put on here how much it is right now. Okay, in fact, or did I? Let's have a look. Let's see if it did it. Oh, it did do it. I changed the slide. Okay, so you've got that option, or you've got the VIP group program, which is what I just said, which is the weekly live interactive Q&As plus the videos plus the workbooks and everything else that comes with it. But you also get Voxer access throughout the whole period. Voxer is like a little walkie-talkie machine where you can just press a button and say, Jen, I'm struggling with this, or Jen, I don't know about this, or Jen, what's this, how do I do this? You can speak to me directly between calls for the entire duration, 6-week group program, okay? And that's normally 1297. But I'm extending the early bird period just for the webinar attendees. So you have just over 24 hours until midnight tomorrow to get the basic or the VIP for either 797 or 1097. Now, bearing in mind these are on payment plans as well, guys. So they can be spread over 3 months. So it really is a very small initial investment to get onto here. So those are the prices, 797 or 1097. This is in dollars. So if you're listening in the UK, then it's going to be slightly cheaper for you as well. Plus 2 amazing bonuses. So it doesn't just stop there. You get that program for that price, but in for free, you're also going to get an interactive polarizing messaging workshop where I'm not only going to show you how to create powerful content time and time again, you're going to show you how to become like Marmite so you can attract the right clients and repel the wrong ones. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to write out examples and have me give you feedback and amend them to add the oomph that they might need to make impact. And even better, guys, I am like stupidly excited about this. Christina is amazing. She's my personal money mindset coach, and she is going to be part of this program to help you remove your money blocks. Okay, so she's going to be on there. I've got a workshop that I can give you that will show you how to remove those blocks. Okay. But if it's not enough and you feel like you need one-to-one support, then you need to just check out this page. Okay, this is where you see all of the programs, the details, everything that's going on, and you can see the prices and you can sign up via here. But I've also got something on there for one-to-one support. So if you're like, okay, this sounds amazing, but I'd like to work with you one-to-one, I do have a couple of offers on there, one of which is something I've never offered before ever, guys. So you need to go and check that out. That one-to-one offer is available to both old clients and new clients, okay? But I need to speak to you first for those one-to-one option, for that particular one-to-one option, okay? So go on there and check it out, and it also have all the details of the program on there. jenhall.com, jen-hall.com/Expertology webinar. This is only available for 24 hours, okay? So I'm offering something on there I've never offered before. Remember, you only have until midnight to grab a spot, as long as the spaces don't disappear, because this sold out on early bird last time. You can be on this program for as little as $266 in 3 monthly installments, okay? Really, really, really small amount. So go and head over to jen-hall.com/Expertology webinar. If you want to ask me any questions about the program, now's the time to ask. Last time this sold out, so you do need to tell me if you're interested, okay? So I just want to show you, in fact, do you know what, guys? I'm just going to speed through this because I feel like I've kept up enough of your time. All of these testimonials are on the page, okay? But I've had some amazing testimonials, people who have come out of there and made a client within 24 hours. Yvonne, Chris here, Chris is on this webinar actually. She got 2 clients plus got offered to go on to a keynote speaker. Diana here, who was on here speaking in the chat box, this is her one. We've got Emily, who felt like, I'd actually given her an ass kicking and she's actually starting to work towards her destiny. That's how big she felt that the shift was. I want to say investing can be scary, but what's the most important thing is that you do invest something in the right help for your problem. My biggest mistake was not investing. Money replenishes, but time does not, okay? I know I said I was struggling for like 3 or 4 months, but at the end of the day, those 3 and 4 months could have been dealt with sooner had I invested sooner, okay? The struggle stops when you get the right help. You've got 2 choices. You can finish this webinar and you can go back to making the same aimless, pointless action that you've been making so far, and nothing will change. Or you choose to invest in yourself and your business to build the foundations you need to make to start finally generating the kind of money you want to make in the business that sets you on fire when you first started out in this business, okay? You've got 24 hours to show your interest, okay? So if you're like, oh, I just don't know, I need to think about it, I need to think about this. If you're thinking about it, if you want to lock it in at the price, you need to tell me ASAP you are interested in this, so it locks it in at this price, okay? So if you're interested tell me as soon as possible. Or if you know that it's right for you, just go ahead and get into that URL down there, jen-hall.com/expertology webinar, where you can go on and just lock in. If you buy it and then I speak to you and I'm like, do you know what, you're not right for this, I'll give you all your money back, right? There's no worry about that. I won't take people onto programs and take their money unless they're going to get the results I know they're going to get, okay? So if you want to just go ahead and make sure your position's secured, go ahead and do it. We can chat, and then if you're not right, I'll give you your money back, my darlings. So I promised you something amazing at the end of this, okay? So I've still got quite a few of you on here. So here is the amazing offer. I want to offer everybody who attended this webinar a free clarity strategy session where you'll get my eyes and brain on your business, and we'll unearth what has personally been holding you back from achieving the successful business outline, the exact steps that you need to take to make it successful, okay? Now, I need to point out here, this is available to everyone who is on here right now, but I can only take the first few action takers that shout hell yes, okay? Nikki's straight on the hell yes, okay? Once you do that, I'm going to send you a link after this webinar to book a call, okay? So if you want this, you need to give me a hell yes right now, okay? So the first few, Berith, like, link me, please. Come on, Berith, where's the hell yes? Okay, so it is available to everybody, but I can only take the first few. So you've got 2 minutes to grab this opportunity, and you've also got 2 minutes to say, I want in this program. Obviously, you've got longer, you've got 24 hours to buy it. But if you want in and you want to chat about the program, then let me know, sooner the better, and we can make sure that you don't miss that deadline tomorrow, okay? So if you do want in, then do let me know. Wow, I've got so many hell yeses in here. Catherine loves, she had one of these recently. She won at one with a challenge that I was running, and she got some incredible results straight off that phone call, which I was so pleased with. But yes, loads of you are in on this. Fabulous. So if you're on the fence and you want to know if you're right for the program, I urge you to let me know in the comments or ping me an email. You can write me an email right now, write it down, jen@jen-hall.com, so we can chat and so you don't miss out on the spot, okay? Thank you for listening. That will be me for tonight. I'd love your feedback on this workshop, so don't mind taking a second to just write down a comment or two on how you found it. And apologies for all the ridiculous tech issues. I'll be forever grateful. But if you have any questions, write them down in the comments. That would be fab. Yeah, go and check out the program. Sign up below with jen-hall.com expertology webinar. Let me see if I can just pop this in here. In fact. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it valuable and it had information in there. It went on for way longer than I thought. I wanted to make sure I covered everything that I wanted to cover. So there is a URL in the links here. Shemaine says, oh, I didn't know you were on here, my lovely. I'm so glad you're on here. I'm so glad everybody's enjoyed it. Fabulous. Yeah, so that's it. That's me. I'm going to make sure I save this group chat to see who's given me a hell yes, and I will be in contact with you ASAP to let you know. But yeah, just let me know if you want to chat, and let me know, or go and grab a spot now, because there are only a few spots available as well, guys. So not only is it early bird finishing, spots will go, and I only have limited spaces. So do let me know. Alva says good night and good morning from here in Old. It's lovely. Lots of blinding flashes of the obvious. I hope obvious in a good way, my lovely. Fabulous, guys. Thank you so much, my dears. I'm gonna love you and leave you then. Have a brilliant evening. Thank you for listening, and I hope it was useful. Take care, everybody. I don't even know how to stop it now. There we go. End meeting. Right. I think your 2 minutes is up. Bye, everyone.